Hello and welcome to my third game of Tyranids. It's Tyranids and Night Lords versus Orks and Blood Angels. And my third game is a 250 point game. It's a 2v2, which means 500 points against 500 points. And as you will check out my previous reports, as you can see, the minis are painted. And at our local game store, the thing we wanted to do, we wanted to get into the game, into the hobby, and we wanted painted miniatures. So that's what we did. This is game 3, and I will show you the rules and what we learned and how much fun we had. And if you're thinking about collecting or starting a Warhammer 40k army, this might be a good video for you. As you can see, we're starting pretty small, and that's good because then you're not getting a certain fatigue like painting fatigue, or you're not just pushing around gray miniatures. Things get built, games get played. We had tons of fun already at this. I mean, 250 points is almost nothing, but we had tons of fun. As you can see, Jack is still building his army, but the rest is fully painted. So let me show you what we were up to. I mean, this is amazing. This I had to show. Just amazing artwork. Love this. So we're playing game 3 on this board. We're playing 250 games. Berkan with his Orc Blob, allied with the Blood Angels and the Death Company. And I think we have a bad matchup because, like, I'm shooty and pretty squishy. And as you can see, we have no shooting lanes. I mean, it is we have nowhere really to shoot. Here is a bit of a shooting lane. If I walk here, I can shoot here, but it's a bit of a death trap. And I love it. But I told Jack with his Night Lords, maybe we have to sit back and we need to shoot at the Orks. If I can get them with my Barbgaunts, we need to thin them out before they can hit us with a Warg. And we need definitely to shoot these guys, the Death Company and the Captain Hammer, and we need to sit back and just let them come and hopefully shoot. So here are Jack's cultists, some prisoners or prisoner babes. I mean, I love the minis. And here are my 250 points of Tyranids. As you can see, more or less fully painted. I have to do a bit of a touch up here and there, but it's almost fully painted. And I have 20 Termagaunts in two squads of 10. And I have my Winged Hive Prime and I have my Barbgaunts. And these ladies are cultists. I don't know what they're gonna do. Maybe just block something and then die. And here just are Night Lord veterans and a hero that is a magician or librarian, something like this. But I think we're gonna lose. And so we're praying to the warp and hope for the best. And the Deathwatch player, I think, runs behind the ruin. And what else? Yeah, turn 1. These guys, the intercessors, if they shoot at one target, they get now 20 shots. And that's pretty ridiculous. They have heavy and they have assault, so they can run and shoot, which brings them to more or less 31 inches of shooting range. And if they're heavy, they're hitting you on 2s with 20 shots. Like, I mean, that's just crazy. And then you have also a grenade launcher, and I think the sergeant also has a power fist. But because I didn't see them, they were hidden behind this area, behind that terrain. And I placed my Barbgaunts, and only, as you can see, like this was the only shooting lane here and here, and I placed my Barbgaunts here. I should have put them behind the terrain, but I wanted them to have maybe heavy or maybe move then out. I didn't see that the Blood Angels were standing here. I only saw the juicy Orks. And so they pop out, and I pop a stratagem, and that's Overwatch, and I start overwatching those guys, because if they get 20 shots on my Barbgaunts, I'm sure my Barbgaunts will suffer, die, and maybe I don't think he gets the whole squad, but yeah, I'm just taking the Overwatch, and I get 5d6 shots, and each Barbgaunt has also heavy, so they will get one attack for each 5 guys in the team. The intercessors are 5, and I'm hitting them. And because I'm playing the invasion fleet, I get also sustained hits on 6s, and I'm fishing for those 6s in with my Barbgaunts, and I'm getting a bunch of hits, and I'm killing 2 Marines again. Barbgaunts have no AP, so I'm fishing for 1s and 2s, and 2 of them die, and as you can see, just 3 of them kill 2 of my Barbgaunts, like pretty devastating. Like intercessors are now super strong. Um, so the orcs are now running, and I think they use Hirigo or Irigo, and they roll a ridiculous, I don't know, I think they roll a 6, and so they move 14 inches or something like that. As you can see, check this out. They were standing here, and now they're just running half of the board, and they are almost in charge range, something like this. I mean, it's terrible. And we haven't even properly moved. I told Jack, that was standing right here, I told him, move back, we need to shoot those guys, and we need to charge in. If we get charged by them, we lose the game. So somehow should manage to charge them. So it's, I think, turn 2, and now I'm popping Shadow in the warp. And what that means is every opponent needs to do a battle shock test, and they fail. I think they have to roll above or below. Let me. I think you have to roll above. Yeah, and they fail. They roll below the morale, and so they are battle shocked, and they are also battle shocked. So the shadow in the warp already really, really good. And if a unit is battle shocked, then the Night Lords, I don't know, in a certain reach, they, I don't know, they also subtract something from the morale. But the thing that is far more important is now you cannot play stratagems on this guys or stratagems or on this guys, and it's good that they're battle shocked. So what's gonna happen? The orc player in this round can run and charge. And he also had a pretty ridiculous run, and now he has a pretty ridiculous charge. And he charges into the cultists and into my Termagaunts, and he popped the warg, and he's now putting out horrendous damage. And I don't know, I think we're already maybe done in this game. As you can see, Warg Boss and Orks putting tons of damage on the units. And you will see in a second that I'm trying to screen as much as I can. But yeah, no cultists, no Termagants more anymore. And because they moved here with these Termagants, I move I think d6 inches, I roll a 6, and I move 6 inches back. And with the Barbgaunts, I'm start to shoot at the orcs, and as you can see, I'm having tons of fun. These are all my shots. I think 30 something shots on the orcs. And what's gonna happen? I think, let me see. Yeah, as you can see, the units that were here, I moved back my prime, and these guys are battle shocked. They can't do not much anymore. And as you can see, I think half of the orcs get thinned down by my Barbgaunts. And now the Night Lord player moves into these guys that are battle shocked and pops his shots, whatever he has. I think a heavy bolter, some bolters, a plasma pistol. This guy uses his sorcery powers, and the orcs are not happy, and they could fight here. But because the orc player knows that I really don't have much left, I just got my prime, I got these Barbgaunts, I got a handful of Termagaunts, like nothing special. And here is the main bulk facing these guys. The orc player decides to help out the dark angel player, and maybe together they can unite forces to destroy these night lords. The night lords take their time, shoot at what's ever standing there, and then they charge in and unleash their terrible, well, whatever they have. They are night lords, and they eat up the whole squad, like pretty delicious, beautiful, and just beautiful. Because the Shadow from the Warp, the Tyranids, and the Night Lords were cooperating very well. So the orcs fleeing are not fleeing, steering in this direction, and my Barbgaunts taking the duel against the intercessors. As you can see, the orcs charge into these guys, and they will now have a lot of fun while I take a wound from these guys. One intercessor left, but nothing to write home again. And the Termagaunts 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's a 10-man squad. It's a 10-man squad of Termagants. They are running towards the orcs, and the orcs are, I think, not yet. They are in melee, but somehow I can shoot them. I'm sure. I don't know how I did it. What are they gonna do? Um, yes, somebody's falling back. I think they got into close range. The Night Lords did hit back, but the Night Lords have a fallback and charge again. So in our turn, Jack with his Night Lords falls back and can shoot and then charge in again. And I'm going to support them. I'm going to run with my Termagants, and the Flash Borers have 18 inches range. So I'm shooting at the orcs with everything I have. Strength 5 on toughness 5. Wounding on force. My winged prime is also getting in. They're slowed. And now the Night Lords will shoot and then charge in. I charge also in. But I think, yeah, shooting and magic, it's all that it needs, and there's nothing left there, and so we win. We didn't think we would win. I thought it was a bad matchup and that we couldn't win, but the Shadow in the Warp and the two battle-shocked units made all of the difference, because the Orc player and the Dark Angel player, no, Blood Angel player, couldn't use their stratagems, and they couldn't do a bunch of stuff, and we could toy with the enemy. So it's a great victory for the Night Lords. As you can see, this guy, the headless guy, and my winged prime, pretty proud of our victory, and we see us in the next game. And next time we'll play 350 points, then 500 points, and so on. See us.